To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call and the doors will be closing soon. Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Adventure, fun, music, cartoons, news. Everybody ready?
Ready!
Then on with the show.
Welcome
Welcome, everybody. It's Wednesday night, middle of the week. I've got another amazing creator for you to meet tonight. I'm so glad you're joining us, whether you're watching live or on hashtag Team Replay. We're glad you made it in tonight. Let's get the party started here so I can get to my guest. We've got another it's been a musical couple weeks on this channel with having Yeehaw Bob and last night Piano Rob, and tonight I got another well-accomplished musician, member of the Disney community. I'm really excited. Welcome in. First, let's say hello to the chat. Let me do that. Do something a little different tonight. Got a special guest. Let me acknowledge the chat real quick. Cricket Fox, welcome in. Thank you for being here and posting all of Pearl's links. Welcome in, William. Good to see you. Debbie's in house. Good to see you. Francisco's in house. Good to see you. Dre Houston's here, everybody. We can start the show. Good to see you, Dre. Jeannie 525 is in the house. Welcome. Samuel B is in the house. Eric Lee is in the house. Brian K in with the party here on Wednesday night, hanging out. Nicole, welcome in. Nathan, welcome in. The Disney Fanatics are in house. What's up? What's up? Great to see you guys. Thank you for coming in. Jan S is here. Great to see you. Jeffrey. Tim Repo. What's up, brother? How are you? Great to see you as well here hanging out with us. Dropping down the line, making sure I don't miss anybody early. Discovering the Magic. Welcome in. Mr. Bolton, welcome in. Jeffrey's in house with us as well. JC Skipper. Brian, wearing your mom's hats. That's those hats come from Kramer's Creative Ears at Gmail or at Kramer's Creative Ears over there on Facebook. Love the ears, love the hat. Check them out. They do a great job. Dan from Disney World is in here. Marge in here. Good to see everybody. I'm excited. Let's get this show going. I'll welcome the rest that come in as we go through. Let's thank Dina. Live Place does a great job over there. 150 plus family-friendly channels over there at the Live Place right here on YouTube and also at theliveplace.com. Check them out. We're grateful to have some great partners. They're all up on the screen right there. You guys know them. If you don't, all their links are in the body and description of this video. Every last one of them brings you Disney magic and is fantastic in their own right. I got some great Crusaders. You'll hear about them throughout the show. Dan from Disney Worlders is in here right now. 21,000 strong in his Facebook group. We appreciate our partnership with Dan. We have our own little clubhouse. It's small by ranks. It's only 2,000, but you're welcome to come over there and post your content. We welcome you in to come on over there and do that anytime you get a chance. We do have membership optional on this channel. 4 different tiers if you're interested in it. You do one of the higher tiers, we will get you out one of the Disney minted coins. We've got a member call coming up next week. I got to get that information out. I'm excited about that. Membership comes to you because of Zoel's World and Ajana Claire. 2 great channels, one amazing lady. She's incredible. She's our Disney Oprah for our community. Check out her links will be dropped into the chat in just a minute by our moderators. Zoel's World is just shy of 1,000 followers over there on her channel.
The official Disney-related news service and partner of the Pete McDevitt Show is Chip & Company. You can find this trusted source at chipandco.com or on many social media outlets including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Just a little bit of pixie dust.
Just a little bit of pixie dust is all you need when working with Christina Whitman, realtor of choice for the Disney Chaotic Clubhouse. From making magic as a cast member to spreading magic as a top realtor for Century 21, she'll help you put that gold Century 21 sold sign on your property for sure. Central Florida's finest, Christina Whitman, 407-789-5334. Tell her that Pete McDevitt sent you.
Hello, this is Josh.
And I am Amy, and we are from Central Florida Novelty and Gifts. We are a family-owned small shop. We are an authorized Loungefly retailer.
Please check out our website as we carry Loungefly, Funko Pops, Tervis, Danielle Nicole, and Fig Pins. We take pride in providing great customer service as our customers are our #1 priority. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook for up-to-date product information and new releases.
Hi gang, it's me Tinkerbell, and I'm back from Neverland. Just in time to listen to my favorite Disney music radio station. So grab your mouse ears and join me and all of my Disney pals down at the end of Main Street, right in Mickey's backyard, for the magic of the Mouse Radio. See you there!
If it's time to put your logo up in lights, well, there's only one place to go. It's Precise Signs, found here on YouTube. You can see them on this video, creating the Viapre Project logo up in lights. It's time to put your logo up in lights behind you on the wall. Found on Instagram at Precise Signs for you. There's nobody better than Marlon to put your name up in lights You want to see it on the marquee? It's time to be precise with precise signs. All right, coming up on the show in the next month, we are really excited. We've got 2 accomplished authors to go along with all these incredible musicians we've had recently. Kimberly Bouchard will be here, the Positively Disney Cookbook. This is recipes of your favorite Disney people out there. It's incredible. I've seen the cookbook. It's amazing. Aaron Goldberg will be coming later this year. You guys talk about a 6 degrees of Walt Disney. This gentleman has it. Going to be an amazing interview. Can't wait to sit down with him. I'm really excited. We have a big announcement that Sunday at noon, that's Super Bowl Sunday, I will be premiering at noon a celebration of the season. It is the video that I've put together, which is a recap of the November time down in Disney. You will be shocked at the amount of Disney content creators you see appearing in this video. Here's just one sample picture from it. So make sure at noon you're checking it out. And we thank Piano Rob for giving us the music for that event. We got an incredible lady coming on here in just a minute. And I always acknowledge these ladies on the screen that you see right now throughout the week. They do a phenomenal job. Check them out on all their respective channels. I guarantee you that you will love what they do. They do an incredible job with all their content and creativity. The ladies of our community, incredibly strong. And that's a perfect lead into the lady we're going to sit down with tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight is an incredible, accomplished musician. She has been a support to our channel from the start, providing us several key points of music material for our Christmas and also for our sporting events. On her channel, you know what? You're going to find a lot of her original music, upcoming projects, live productions, composition, and arranging. And every now and then, she's going to sit down with an Aussie and have a little fun, talking a little bit of magic. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into our show tonight, Pearl Manhattan. Pearl, welcome in. Thank you for joining.
Hi. Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you coming in. I guess I should start off, before we just say, hey, who's Pearl, and let you tell a little bit about who you are. I do want to recognize and take the time to recognize a couple things. One, you have been a huge support to our channel from the get-go with, with our sports and stuff. We were doing at the get-go trying to figure out how we wanted to go in our path. You provided us some original accomplished music for that. I thank you for that. Welcome in, Birdwell. Welcome in the Disney Strangers here. Hobby's here. You got a lot of friends coming in to see you tonight. Paul Engel, welcome in. Good to see you. So I want to thank you for that publicly, for doing that. I also want to thank you've been very generous over the time offering music for our Christmas events that we've done. And that was huge for us. Every year you continue to be a part of that. You'll be offered an opportunity next year to be a part of that as well. We're actually gonna make it a little bit bigger this year because of what you did and how well it went. I think we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna bring in a couple of the musicians that we're talking to, and make it a celebration at the Christmas time of yourself and Yeehaw Bob, who's offered, and Piano Rob. So we're gonna find some way to incorporate all. But you were the original, and we'll always have an opportunity, and we thank you for that. And then I should also acknowledge that you are we have our Disney YouTube recognition series. You have received nomination votes on every show. So it's not about who actually receives it in the big picture. While that's a great thing, when you can say that somebody is writing your name down all the time, that's a cool thing. And I just want to acknowledge that for you. So congratulations there. AJC Amy's here. Surfer Girl's here. Udi Lolly Lane. They're all coming in. Karen Cook's coming in. I love it. Thank you guys for coming in tonight for my guests. Let's start, because there might be some people coming in for the first time or watching on the replay that have never met Pearl before. So just share a little bit about yourself, and then we'll kind of dig into everything with your channel and socials and all that stuff.
Well, I am Pearl Manhattan. I've been around YouTube with Pearl Manhattan. That is my stage name. It's not my real name,
right?
Sadly. But I've been around YouTube and the internet's, I guess, about 5 or 6 years. I'm a musician. I'm an artist. I'm a crafter. I am a single mom to a disabled son. I am an autism advocate and ally. I'm LGBTQ plus ally and advocate. Recently got my first job in 8 years.
Awesome.
And working in a school district with disabled children in a transitional program. We teach them job skills and help them with internships and things like that. So
I think that's
and in my spare time, I'm a Disney enthusiast. I've been a Disney enthusiast, I guess, since they opened the park in Florida back in the early 70s, because I lived on the Gulf Coast, just a 12-hour drive from Walt Disney World. So it was a big part of my childhood, and missed out on it in my adulthood, but now I'm getting back to it. So
love it. That's awesome. That's a great recap to start. I would like to remind anybody that wants to ask questions tonight, you can highlight at Pete McDevitt Show, and I will take a look at those questions, try to get to as many of them as we can. If you have the number to the studio and you want to call in, you're welcome to do so as well. I should, since you brought it up, and I'll transition from there. Obviously, and again, with my interviews, we kind of go all over the place because it's a sit down. It's like two people sitting down having a cup of coffee. I applaud you because my wife went to school and graduated for working with those with autism. And not only are you doing that professionally and helping others, but I applaud you because being a parent of those who have autism, people can say that they understand, but they don't really. I think the key is that I've always said to people, I think you relate, but you don't understand unless you're actually sitting in the shoes. So my props to you because I know you are a proud mom and take very good care. So props to you there as well. Magnolia, that's a cool name. I love that. I believe that might be your first time I've seen you in my channel. What a beautiful name. Magnolia Smythe, welcome in. Let's dig into you here. Let's first start about, you talked about your love of Disney. Let's go there first. Your love of Disney started as a child just because you were going to the parks and then it's kind of grown from there. Is that where it's all come from?
well, my mother was actually involved in the local music community on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. And so some of the original musicians who were hired for the Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom band were friends of hers.
Oh, wow.
And so I in my childhood, I had an album, the first album that they printed of the Magic Kingdom marching band, and it was autographed by several members of the band. And so also grew up watching the Mickey Mouse Club and the reruns of the original Mickey Mouse Club. And who didn't sit in front of the TV on Sunday nights waiting for the wonderful world of Disney?
Yes.
So it's in my blood, put it that way. And I had wanted to be in the college program, but my life took a different turn when I came to that point in my life. So I didn't get to do that. And I've always felt a little upset, but I've decided that when I do retire, I am going to either move to Florida or California, and I am going to go to work for Disney. I'm going to fulfill that lifelong dream.
That's awesome. That's a fantastic bucket goal to check off at some point. That's excellent. So you are an accomplished musician. Can you share right now for the get-go, for those who might not know, a little bit of just about your music career, kind of how it started, kind of where you're at now, and then also just keep in mind, everybody, as you're listening to Pearl Talk, I will be going back and forth to her screen. This is her YouTube channel. If you'd like to hear more of her accomplished music, she puts a lot over there. You don't want to miss out. I'm telling you, she does an excellent job. All you do is click that button, follow her channel, and stay into that. And also all of her social medias. And like Cricket was saying, she can be found on Spotify, and we'll talk about all that throughout the show. But tell us a little bit about your musical history.
Well, my mother had gone to school for music education. And unfortunately, married pregnant women weren't allowed to attend college, so she wasn't allowed to finish that degree. But she instead taught me. So at a very young age, I was standing in our living room being voice coached on arias from different operas and things like that. I loved the Dixieland and the gospel music. One of my stepfathers was trumpet player in a Dixieland jazz band. Oh, cool. So from the age of 4 and 5, I was exposed to tons of music. And then once I got into high school, I got into marching band, flute, piccolo, saxophone, anything I could make noise on, I marched with it. and concert band, things like that. In college, I was in the choir, and that's where I got my first church music director job. I'd never done anything like that before, but I was a natural for it. And so over my life, I've had different jobs in churches as musical director where I've not only directed a choir, but had to compose pieces for small ensembles. Our organist at one church had to leave, and we were stuck through the Christmas season with no organist, no keyboardist. So I created a brass ensemble from my kids and their friends from school band, and I would compose and arrange music for them to play for the services.
Okay.
Then in 2015, I discovered digital audio workstations, which is using electronics to make music instead of having to write it down on a piece of paper and have people come in and play that music for me. I can use the computer and have an entire symphony orchestra, and I can arrange it and I can play it all by myself. And that led me getting into different genres: pop, folk, hip hop, jazz,
Wow.
classical, you name it. I write it. And I discovered a website called February Album Writing Month
Okay.
about 7 years ago. And that is where I spend a month writing songs, and then I spend the rest of the year producing them and putting them out as albums.
And you're putting them out. Where are all the locations? Just I know you probably know them off the top of your head.
Oh my goodness. I use a distributor called DistroKid, and they distribute my music to, I think it's 25 or 26 different music streaming sites all over the world. I actually had one song that had like 5,000 plays in Taiwan.
Wow.
Yeah. So international recording artists, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Pandora, gosh, all the music streaming sites. Tidal.
I know Cricket's been putting the links in throughout the night. You are primarily Pearl Manhattan on all of those, correct?
I am Pearl Manhattan everywhere that I have a digital footprint. I am Pearl Manhattan.
Okay, great. I just wanted to double check, make sure that. Welcome, and Anthony the Molar Man came in while you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt. Wanted to say hi to him. Also, Movie Mania Nick is in here with us, and Mike Wazowski coming in from Chicago. So let's talk about now, as you know, you're a musician. How much did Disney's music play an impact on you as a musician?
There is Disney took some classical music and used it in their movies. I know you, I've waltzed with you once upon a dream. That's from Sleeping Beauty. Yes. And it's actually from the ballet Sleeping Beauty, long before the movie was ever written. Disney was always a heavy influence on my music because, I wanted to go to work for Disney. And then when they opened Epcot Center and the music in Epcot Center, all that, it's now called New Age, I guess. Right. But with the subsonic basses, the Hans Zimmer type stuff, that really, that impressed me. And, of course, Lin-Manuel,
he's amazing.
With his soundtracks, and this latest one, Encanto, just blew me away. And Hamilton and all of that. He is a big influence on me. He's an inspiration. I won't say an influence. I'll say an inspiration for me.
I love that. That's a great thing. Welcome in, Michael Disney Dad 98. Chris Dye, welcome as well. Let's take a step back because I always try to go from in and out so that people can get to know you on a personal level. Hopefully want to come and follow you as they watch the stream tonight or on replay. Pearl, talk to me about where you've been as far as like Disney parks go so far in your life, and then where else do you want to get to? What's on your Disney park bucket list?
Well, I have been to Walt Disney World pre-1996, I want to say. I had visited Walt Disney World over 38 times.
Nice.
Because it was only a 12-hour drive away and you could get student tickets for $35 or $40, we would hop in the car Friday night, grab, our change jar, hop in the car Friday night, drive down to Disney, sleep in a rest area in the car, and then go get our one-day tickets for $35 with our student pass, spend one day in one park, sleep in the car that night. We drive out to Jetty Park. It's a campground out by Port Canaveral.
Okay.
And county campground, pay $15, sleep in the car, drive back to Disney the next day, get our one-day ticket. So we did a lot of trips like that just for the fun of it. But then I moved out here to Western Washington, the other Washington, and didn't manage to get back. I managed to get back to Walt Disney World this past August. And I was there. I'm sad I missed you. I wasn't able to come in November, but we did get to go in August, met up with Mama Mouse from Myers to the Mouse. And I met Steve from Steve's World.
I'm sorry.
I met, no, he gives good hugs. He gives very
Lord.
good hugs. And I met Angela and Jeff from Diz Our Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff and I, we sat at the concert there. It wasn't the M80s, it was a different band, but we sat in the concert and screamed all the songs, had so much fun.
You know, when I told him that you were coming on tonight. Wow! He was excited.
He is such an amazing person. I really enjoyed getting to spend some time with him. And there were several others there, and I'm afraid of offending them because I can't remember exactly who was there. It's been a busy couple of days for me. I didn't prepare as well as I should have. Bucket list, I am shooting for taking my son to Disneyland. I have never been to Disneyland.
Nice.
It was the first park I knew about before they even built Walt Disney World. And so I had all the books and the records and everything else from Disneyland. So I'm shooting for fall, sort of, to get my son down there to Disneyland and spend a couple days and explore it, because I have a deep love for that. It was Walt's park.
Yes.
It was the original and the history there, and really want to spend some time there.
That would be awesome. You get to do that. Christine Hickman, welcome in. Happy's Haunt, welcome in. Great to see you guys. Thank you for joining us as well. Reminder, my guest tonight is an accomplished musician in our Disney YouTube community. She does Disney YouTube plus much more on her channel. There it is right there at the start of the night. I encourage you, if you like what you're seeing tonight, or you jump over there and take a look, consider giving her a subscribe based on coming back to watch her content. We never want anybody to just subscribe and leave, because honestly, in the realm of everything, that doesn't do much good. Let me ask you, obviously, as you've grown up, you mentioned Lin-Manuel now as being an inspiration. Who were some of the other, as you were a young artist, working up to where you are now, okay, some of the inspirational people that have been for you? I would love to know about that. And Geeking Out with Melly Mel and Casey's Corner of the World both say hello to you coming in. You got friends coming in from all over. It's great. I love it. So inspirations to you throughout your time.
Barry Manilow, Billy Joel,
really? Nice.
Janis Joplin.
Ooh.
Big influence, Janis Joplin. The jazz greats. My father was a DJ when I was very, very little. And so I grew up listening to the Chad Mitchell Trio.
Okay.
And then, of course, Louis Armstrong, Pearl Bailey, old mountain gospel music. There was a show called the Moles Singing Convention out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and they did the mountain gospel shape note harmonies type things. That was a big influence on me also.
Very cool. I love that. Welcome in Zoel's World. Ajana Claire coming in to say hello. And Magnolia Smith had a great comment. I am a Disney fan too. First Disney canon film that I saw was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. A great movie in itself for that as well. Let me ask you this.
And
go ahead.
Beautiful song from that movie, God Help the Outcast. That was a beautiful song from that movie, and I did present it in church, honestly, because it was such an inspirational piece of music. But yes, Hunchback of Notre Dame is a lovely story. I love that one.
I love it. So, as I often do, I try to transition on a dime and say, let's segue here. We're going to dance right now. You just talked about a music from a Disney movie. Pearl, could you give me maybe your top 3 or 4 that come to your mind? Right, we didn't rehearse this, so top 3 or 4 Disney-inspired songs from movies that kind of caught your ear as a musician, saying, "Wow, I really that draws me."
Well, we have God Help the Outcast from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. We have the all of the beautiful music in Sleeping Beauty. That's my favorite character. It's my favorite movie. I'm all about the Sleeping Beauty.
Nice.
Mary Poppins. All the music in that. And I guess lately would be the Milan soundtrack. Adore that. Moana.
Nice.
And
Pearl,
I tell you, to this day, there's a couple songs in Moana that if I hear the first 3 notes, I'm instant just tears.
so as you've had the chance to see a lot of music outside of the Disney genre, is the rest of the things that are out there, pop culture and all this other stuff, is it as influenced with music as Disney is? Because it's almost like you can't. People say all the time, "Okay, we can't do a Disney movie without a villain," and I've said that many times. But I also say we can't do Disney a movie or a park or an event without iconic music that some of the times we start out saying, "There's no way." I can't remember how. I can't tell you how many people when Happily Ever After left, I heard, "I'm not going to like any of the Disney music." And now, I went by people in the park in November, and everybody's yelling about the magic and answer the phone. You got your phone, grab your phone. How influential is it? Is it like that for everywhere, like it is for us?
No, not as much. Disney music, there is something special about Disney music because I believe Disney has, as a company, has set such high standards for what they put out there. There's not a bad Disney song.
Okay.
There's not, in my opinion. And as for the changing of the shows, I came into this community through Resort TV 1. I was in a really bad place in my life. I was so depressed, and on Friday nights, Josh would show the fireworks show. It was Happily Ever After, so I bonded with that one. And but it means so much more to me than just the Happily Ever After in the Disney aspect. And but I wasn't skeptical when they said, "Oh, we're taking Happily Ever After. We're going to put on this new show." I was welcoming it because I know Disney's not going to do junk.
Right. It's almost impossible not, it is. And when I didn't talk as much with this. I talked with this Bob about this when I interviewed him backstage. You really.
Oh, what a guy, right?
Oh, and incredible. And both he and Piano Rob had incredible things on our new Tuesday night focus that we're doing. But it's kind of amazing, and I'm sure it's got to be unique for you having a musical ear that a lot of us don't have. Musicians have that special touch. You can't go anywhere within a Disney area without being influenced or inspirationally affected, emotionally affected by Disney music. And I think that's such a key aspect for what we do. It's such a cool thing. All right, so let's take a step back. I want to remind everybody, all of Pearl's social media links are being effectively dropped in by our moderators tonight. But one of our moderators is really doing a little bit more for you. And I'm not sure if you paid her well or if you have something you're holding over her that she doesn't want out. But either way, or I'd probably go with number 3, which is she's your valued partner of your show, and that's Cricket Fox. You have a show that you guys do called the Fox Manhattan Hour. Could you tell everybody what they're going to find over there while they do that show with you?
Well, I have to say, you were the reason that Cricket and I met. We met in one of your streams, and we got to talking, and we are sisters from another mister, best friends. And so we decided, hey, let's do a show. So we said, well, what are we going to call it? How about the Manhattan Fox Hour? And, well, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about everything. Mostly we focus on mental health, women's health, men's health. Cricket is a cancer survivor. And so we talk a lot about that and how she got through her chemo and her cancer and everything. This, on the 15th of this month on our channel, the Manhattan Fox Hour, we will be doing a birthday celebration because Cricket's birthday was just a few days ago and my birthday was at the end of January. So it's going to be our big birthday celebration. Generally, we'll spend 25 or 30 minutes on a topic like movies, cooking, crafts, birthdays, what's going on in the news, sports. We do some sports shows too, kind of to support your sports shows where we can go more in depth on the technicalities and stuff, because we had a few people come to us and say, I love watching the sports on Pete's channel, but I don't understand baseball. Okay, so we're going to explain baseball so you can enjoy Pete's stream more. And we also have what we call the mental health moment, where I will offer mental health topics about mindfulness and it's okay to not be okay, and we support each other. And we've recently added meditation moments where I put some music and a beautiful visual up on the screen, and we spend a few minutes practicing meditating, and then we talk about what we felt, what we saw, things like that, and making meditation accessible to everyone.
That's awesome. So shows like that, you guys hear me talk about them all the time. We've got so many great ones like the Round Table, the Dad and Drew show, the This and That guys who go later tonight. You can join Cricket and Pearl over on their channel. I believe Cricket's dropping the links for that. Thank you, Cricket. You can go over and if those type of topics are what you feel, if you're finding them for the first time, you say, hey, I'd like to be an interactive chat where we're talking those topics. Go over, hit the subscribe based on the fact that you want to go watch them. Again, key portal to where we're doing. Let's take a step back from socials for a second, and let's talk about Cricket's collection of unique things over in Australia is totally unique. Everybody kind of has something. What are Pearl's collectibles? What Disney collectibles, what things do you like to collect? What shows us your personality?
I have just started collecting pins in the last year. In fact, I joined D23 as a gold member so I could get the lovely lunchbox and my first set of pins. Okay. And I've got, conservatively, I do buy pins. I'm also, and I'll show you this one. This was from a Christmas swap that they did in the Dis and That chat. I collect Funkos.
Nice. I know a little.
I only have about 5 of them. This was my latest one. It's Princess Leia. I have the unicorn from I can't remember the name of the movie now, but I have a unicorn. I have Mickey and Minnie. So that's pretty much my collections right now. And I make Disney ear. I make mini ears.
Mini ears, nice.
So I have a collection of my own mini ears that I've made.
That's awesome. Amy's worried. Oh God, don't go down that rabbit hole. She says, "I love it. Love Amy. Appreciate you." Javi says, for Pearl, if you could hug one Disney character right now, who would it be? It's an interesting question.
Oh my goodness, well, all of them. But yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
I think it would be Mickey. I think it would have to be Mickey.
Okay, it's always curious to see whose people's favorites are. Like for me, I love Sully. He's one of mine when we go. Now, I will say after last night and watching the latest Boba Fett episode, I'm not going to say anything because people might not have watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it in just a few minutes.
Did you see the previous episode?
Yes, I'm caught up to today's episode. Okay, I haven't watched it.
I don't want to say any names, but for those who have watched it, oh wow. I'm sorry, a couple passings and seeing news come through. I will say the villain that Boba Fett's fighting could be my new moniker because that guy looks really cool coming out of the comics or the anime into this. But go watch Boba Fett on your own before we give you any spoilers. We don't want to do that for sure. Let me ask you this.
I am enjoying Boba Fett. I enjoyed, because I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm a Star Wars, the movies fan. And yes, I like all the movies from 1 to 9. They each have wonderful things about them. They each have some things that I might not have done that way. But coming from just the movies, I really enjoyed seeing the backstories in the Book of Fett,
Yes.
and that history and everything, and also catching up, on some lines from other shows, some little character lines and stuff. I've enjoyed it so far. I think Disney has done a fantastic job with this and with The Mandalorian. Couldn't be happier.
Yeah, we got some more good stuff coming, with Obi-Wan and so many others that they're working on, the new Mando that's coming. RJ, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. Great to see you. Doing a little Disney tonight. More sports coming later tonight. We'll do some hockey, and tomorrow morning do some hockey. So if you're looking for sports, come back then. If you're not, you got to meet a great musical creator. So hang tight with us and get to know Pearl a little bit. Let's talk about where you want to go. Your long-term plan. Obviously, you've got two things on YouTube that you're working on. You're working on your own Pearl Manhattan. So if you and of course you have your joint channel with Cricket. If you could just for a few minutes, just give us a little bit of insight on, kind of where you're looking, 2-4 years down the road. Where do you want to be with those channels?
Well, with Manhattan Fox, I love our format. I love how we are. We've got plans to increase our shows. Right now, we just go once a month. We have plans to increase our live shows and also start adding pre-recorded content and more videos to that. With Pro Manhattan, I have always wanted it to be just a safe place where I could hang out and do my music. And if people want to come in and chat, that's, so Pro Manhattan is pretty much going to stay just what it is on Monday nights, 10 East Coast, 7 West Coast. I just sit there for an hour and talk about music I've written. I might write some music. There was one show where I actually wrote a song with the chat.
Oh, cool.
And included members of the chat in the song. It's called a coffee song. We just, I do some music education if people are interested in learning how to use the digital audio workstation and demystifying creating music. And I think I'm going to stick with that with Pro Manhattan.
I love it. If anybody can find the link real quick for that exact show where Pearl did it with the people in the chat, Cricket or any one of the moderators, feel free to drop that into the chat as well. Today,
I'll have to dig that up. It's way back there.
It's way back. Well, she's got like 7 kangaroos working for her, so she can figure it out.
Cricket's amazing.
She acknowledges that you have written themes for both of your shows. That doesn't surprise me. Again, musically inclined the way you are. What music for you incites you the most? Like, what gets you the most? Is there a certain genre of music that you like to either perform and or write? Is there one that pulls on the strings more than others?
My deepest love is I call it vocal jazz. Some call it torchlight jazz. It's the music you'd expect to hear at 5 minutes before closing time in a cheap dive bar in New Orleans. That's my favorite kind of music to write and to record.
I love it. I have to look into that. I haven't done much with New Orleans stuff, but thinking about that, jazz is an acquired taste, and once you get that taste, it's in your. And my dad used to listen to jazz, so I know a little bit. Like when you said Louis Armstrong earlier, I can't tell you how many nights in the evening, before there was, back when there was only 3 TV channels, when there wasn't something on, my dad would put on, back then it was 8-track tapes when I was a young kid of Louis Armstrong and people like that to sit and listen to. So that's incredible to listen to. Let me ask you this: as we look into things around and special topics of everything. Are you a cruise fan? Or are you somebody who have you done cruises? Would you like to do cruises? What is your thought?
I have never been on a cruise. My grandmother went on a cruise back when I was about 12, and I've never forgiven her for that. God rest her soul. She passed in the 90s. But no, I would love to take a cruise with my son someday. I've talked with my oldest, my adult children, about doing the 3 days in Disney and then the 3-day cruise, things like that. I would love to. I'm fascinated. I'm a big Love Boat fan. Grew up watching the Love Boat, so I know all about cruises.
What a great Love Boat. There's a lot of people that are like, what is that? I got to look that up. But that's okay. It's a great show. It was fantastic.
Well,
You know,
I'm a lot older than I look. People are generally surprised when they find
so
out how old I am.
I'll throw the off the wall question at you. Do you remember what show followed Love Boat every night of the week when Love Boat came out?
Yes, it was
Oh,
Fantasy Island
thank you very much. See, Pro Manhattan
with,
knows stuff.
with Ricardo Montalban and real
Yes,
Cardassian or Corinthian leather.
yes, and
I'm
her.
a Star Trek fan too, so Cardassian leather, you know.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Um, but Casey Bryan always asks a unique question, and I'm always curious about it. Is there any Walt Disney quote that kind of jumps up at you that you say, "Hey, look, I've," or a quote reference of some point that some people it does, some it doesn't. He always asks that question. I thought it was interesting.
All you who come to this happy place, welcome.
I love that. And you know what the two key words there are in that phrase? Do you know what the two key words of that? First one?
Happy place.
No. The two key words in that are the first word and the last word. All welcome.
Welcome.
And that's the key. It's the one thing that Disney tries to be and that we do. And that's a good transition to kind of where I want to go. Cricket thinks you found the link, so you guys can check that link out there as well. And that one doesn't surprise me. Cricket's on it. That's a nice transition to kind of where I want to go. Let's talk for a second with having a son of disability. Your impression on how Disney manages to either support or not support with those of disability from your angle, because even though I recently became a member of this disabled family, the way that I would manage, the way everyone who has a disability manages the park differently, different disability factors, So for you with autism, I've asked this of Lisa a couple times with It's Joey's World and other people that deal with. I talked to Mike Wheeler for his challenges. Where do you see with how Disney does and what they do?
Well, this recent trip, we got the DAS pass for my son. This was his first trip to Disney whatsoever. And I found the DAS pass to be very helpful because my son cannot stand in line, long lines. There were a few rides where the DAS pass did not get you a shorter line or shorter wait. And those were frustrating to my son. And in the end, the ride broke down. We didn't get to get on it anyway after we had stood in line for too long. But other than that, I think Disney does very well with offering a lot of safe spaces. They have the quiet rooms and things like that. We didn't utilize them, but they were available. One thing I really enjoyed were the family bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
So that I could go in with my son. I didn't have to take him in the ladies' room or find, somebody to take him in the men's room. I could go with him into the family bathroom and we could do, our toiletry, because our toileting is a little different from everybody else's.
Right.
And so, but we had and the family bathrooms were large enough that I could wheel a wheelchair in there for me, because I was in a wheelchair. I'm also disabled. But we could do everything we needed in that family bathroom, and people were helpful and respectful, and they have them well located all over the place.
Okay. Awesome.
Also they warn you ahead of time. You can get a guide, and they tell you ahead of time what sensory issues each square inch of the park is going to have. So, warning, if you're here at 3 p.m., there's going to be flashing lights, there's going to be loud noises, things like that. And I really appreciated that too. And all in all, my son had a fantastic time.
That's awesome.
And absolutely loved it. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
That's a good one.
6 times.
Oh my
6
God.
times.
That's more than I did. That's for sure. So again, my guest tonight is an amazing person in our community. She does music and more with her multiple channels, her own and her partnered one with Manhattan Fox. All the links have been dropped throughout the night into the chat. This is her screenshot of her page over there. If you went over to her personal page, and again, I would ask you to consider subscribing tonight to all of her social media aspects based on wanting to follow and hear more of her content, what she does. What I'd like to do is hit a couple quick community things. give you a second to get a drink or whatever. When we come back, I want to close out with some thoughts about you and Walt and Roy. If you guys got a chance to talk, I'd like to close out with a little bit of Disney Christmas versus Disney Halloween and a little bit more on your music when we come back in just a minute, if that's okay with you. Awesome.
I'll be right here.
Let's knock it out real quick so we can get back to our guest. I should have been set up quicker, but I wasn't. I was enjoying the conversation. So here we go. Magical Moments. Magical Moments brought to you by Magically Mad Adventures right here on YouTube. My moderators will drop her link into the chat. She'll be a guest later on. She's also a travel agent. Magically Mad Adventures brings you People in the Parks. This week's People in the Parks was kind of unique. It was really a good mix of new people or different people or people we haven't heard from for a while. So there's Living in Diz. They're out in Hawaii at Alani right now. There's Corey, broadcast this morning. Loved that one. Thought that was good. This is Ride the Teacups, hanging out with the Leffersons out in California. Leffersons have a great little channel.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Every time with this Steve. There's Steve and Jersey Mike, and that is Yeehaw Bob. That's three awesome people right in the middle of the chat right there. Great job. Preston's already got me set up all the time. There's Haley with This Cupcake. I love her channel. She does a great job for a young creator. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Disney is our cure. Looking so beautiful down there over at the hotels. She'll be a guest later on. I can't wait for them to come on. This is a great one. It's Let's Go Wait in Line. That's Trish out in California. She does a great job. Her channel's growing, coming up near 1,000 too. So many great creators on their way and growing. Here for the moment. There's the Moments right there. It's great to see Benji and his lovely wife hanging out down there at the castle. And our last one for this week, it's Mr. Cheesy Pop hanging out down there at Pixar Pier. Some great pictures this week for that segment of our show. Magical Mail is brought to you every week by our good friends over at the Main Street Treat Company. We absolutely love.
Well, hello, fellow Disney freaks. This is Disney Connections, and I'm Rob.
And I'm Melanie.
And we are here to invite you to come by our channel over at Disney Connections on YouTube,
where we do unboxings, box swaps, lives from the park, and sometimes we have guest speakers.
We also want to invite you to come over to www.mainstreettreat.com to pick up your favorite Disney treats.
Right from the park, shipped to you. Hope to see you soon.
They do a great job. Here's some of the treats over on their website, the Main Street Treat Company. My moderators, please drop their link into the chat. I would really appreciate that. This week's Magical Mail, it's pretty cool. I have a guest coming up here in a couple weeks. His name is Aaron Goldberg, and I got this copy of this book in the mail today, autographed and signed by him for me to review and read. He is a top-selling author. You talk about 6 degrees to Walt. He's got direct ties to Walt with all the stuff that he's done and the Disney corporation and family. So this is coming up, but I wanted to thank Aaron for sending me an autographed copy of his book. Welcome in, Susan. Appreciate you being here. Congratulations each week is brought to you by the one and only, my man, Casey of Casey's Corner of the World. He's our 4K specialist for all of our 4K Disney content. More stuff to come in March. More new stuff. We've already loaded up all the way through March. I think almost everything. We may have 1 or 2 more videos left. Casey will have new content coming for us later on. We're recognized. I'm going to do my recognitions now for 2 weeks to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get their name out there. Tropical Nerds went over 50,000. I didn't get to recognize them. They do a lot for us. I wanted to do that. Casey's Corner of the World hitting 100K. 100K views. Congratulations, Casey. Great job over there. 400K, Bob and Kelly. Bob and Kelly, awesome. FB Network hit 500 subscribers on the Extra Network. That's their Extra Network. The WW Aristocrats hit 1,000. Congratulations. Enchanted Ears hit 1,000 on their channel. Great job, guys. And so did I Dream of Disney. Hitting that goal is so hard when you start out. 1,500 strong for the Travelers. Nice job over there. Way to go. Keep growing your channel. The network itself for FPE, our partner channel, went up over 2K.
Proud of myself. I called my mom. She was proud of me.
Jeff called his mom. She's proud of him. They went over 7,000. I don't know if Angela's proud of him. Angela's probably mad that something he's done. But his mom's proud. just over 7,000. That's awesome. Adults in Disney went up over 6K on their channel, and finishing out the week, 25,000. That crazy Disney lady, it's not so crazy to be following her. 25,000 people think she's the business over there, so check her out. The race for 100K, we got a good race going on right here on the channel. It's brought to you by Disney Dynamics. Each week, you've got to be dynamic to be in the.
Hello, everyone. It's Chris with Disney Dynamics. We bring you tons of Disney content with a little bit of humor. My mom thinks I'm funny anyways. 4K unboxings of Disney merch and promo codes to save you money. We bring you live to Disney parks, and then after the sun goes down, we head to Disney After Dark, where we mix Disney-inspired drinks and have slightly inappropriate conversations with our Disney friends. If that sounds good to you, you're just the right amount of weird to fit right in. That's Disney Dynamics, spelt with a K for some reason.
All right, so new to the race this week is Miss Cherry's channel at 25.7. Not too much changes in the race. We update these on Friday night. Top 3 remain right there on your screen. Some great people here as we go down 73 to 42. Again, as you look at these, we're not asking you to subscribe. We're asking you to consider taking a look at their channel. And if they meet your viewing palette, then consider subscribing based on that you want to go back over to them. As we go down the race, some incredible channels and names in here. People that have been working hard to grow their channels. Highlighting the 4 there, just close to double digits. Paul's, Drew, Vincent, and Love and Disworld. Getting real close over there to going over that 5-digit mark. Highlighting here, Brian and Amanda, they got fireworks. They jumped over a couple creators today up to 7.44. Highlighting Myers and the Mouse on this screen. They jumped up with some fireworks on their screen. Again, all of these creators are working hard to grow their channels, and we support them. Of course, finishing up the back half of the race, Steve from the World. If I say it that way, it doesn't go off. All the way down to Brandy and Dave. Again, great people, great channels. This is the race. We'll highlight these channels all the way through till they hit 100K. What's up, Sean Urban? Welcome in. So I just want to remind everybody, again, coming up Sunday at noon, a premiere on this channel. It is to the personal music of Piano Rob. He's blessed me to use one of his accomplished proprietary songs. It is a celebration of my trip in November. You'll see a ton of great pictures. It's a lot of pictures from the trip and a lot of great people. Check that out Sunday at noon. Next week on this channel during this time frame, we'll be chilling with Chasing Dreams with Mike. Can't wait to sit down with Mike and the Queen. Sunday the 20th will be our next Sunday show. This coming Sunday is Super Bowl. I'll be tied up with that. But on the 20th, we'll kick back up with Off the Wall. Swish! It's going to come time for Lindsay's coming in and going to sit in the show. As a reminder, these are the people I tell you to check out throughout the week over on all the channels over here. And this is the viewing that I look forward to watching all the time. And these were people that supported and helped me during some of our toughest times. And I appreciate that as we go through. And lastly, I want to remind everybody of the recent inductions about Marvel. And coming up with the next Disney YouTube Recognition series will be the Villains coming in April. And I am really excited about that. And that, again, we are acknowledging the incredible input that the Villains have made, the way they've made our Disney community better. We're going to honor the creators, the animators, the artists, the writers, everybody that had something to do with the Villains. We're going to honor them with the spring event right here on the channel. I also want to acknowledge real quick before I come back with Pearl and we finish this out together with a couple things. I want to acknowledge this real quick, if I could. Going right now, and you can watch them on hashtag replay if you're here with me. The Dad and Drew Show and Joy S. Escapades of PJJ are going right now. We usually go a little bit earlier. I adjusted today to accommodate my guests being on the West Coast, trying to make it easier to get to. So we're a little bit later. So please check out those two guys on a replay or when we're done here in a couple minutes. 9 o'clock, top of the hour, the FP Network will be going with their Wednesday flagship show. This and That will be sitting down and talking with the boys over on that channel. And D&G Explorers will be live doing their things. There are Wednesday night call-outs. Again, my guest tonight is an accomplished musician, part of our Disney community, and we appreciate so well here in our community, doing so much. Please consider checking out all of our socials and everything that's been consistently put into the chat, and I thank you so much for doing that. Casey threw out a question real quick. Let me find that real quick so I can throw it up there because I don't want to leave him out. He had posted it up there, and he said, "Hey, Pearl, what Disney Community channel is your guilty pleasure or hidden gem that we should consider watching?" That's an interesting question. Great question.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm gonna start with the big ones. Resort TV One, Corey Meets World. Isn't that would be my secret guilty pleasure. I live for Wednesday nights. I've been watching the boys since before they were on their own channel. I just love what positive male role models and influence they are. And then I've gotten into recently. I watched Provost Park Pass. They're mostly out of Disneyland. Wonderful editing and videography, and the topics they cover. Really enjoy Provost Park Pass. So Disneyland or Provost Park Pass, yeah.
Awesome,
Check
I love
those.
it. And we should. I should also highlight here as we're doing it. I see. First off, Sean Urban, welcome in because I didn't get to do that when I did it. Sean will be coming on a Friday night hangout coming up. I should also throw out there that it was extremely nice of you. You were one of the key people to jump in and support the This and That charitable efforts to try to help me when I was in the hospital. So again, I wanted to thank you for that. It was again incredibly generous on your behalf to be doing that as well.
It was strictly personal. In my personal life, my husband passed in 2009, and it was very sudden and it was unexpected. And so when you had your troubles, it struck my heart. And I couldn't do anything about my husband, but I could do everything I could for your family to help them get through. Because we all knew you were going to make it. It was just a question of when.
Well, glad you did. Glad you did.
I had full faith. I knew you'd be up and fighting in no time. And you haven't disappointed, man. Your determination, your strength. How could I not do anything I could to support you? Because you are a role model and an icon to me. Because you don't quit. You don't quit.
Got to keep doing something. Try to do it the best way we can. Let me ask you this as we get ready to close up tonight. If you had a chance to sit and play something for Walt or Roy, first off, would you choose one or both? And if you had a chance, what would that be that you would want to play for them?
Oh,
your mic went out a little bit too, Pearl. Just to let you know.
Yeah, it should be back though. I apologize. I'm on my phone. I had troubles with my computer with Ecamm, but thank you for letting me roll with the phone. We do what we do. What would I play? I think I would play the Rainbow Connection.
Nice.
So thrilled to see that in Epcot Center. I still bawl every time I hear it. I saw that movie with my brother who passed last year from COVID. And but we saw it in the theater when it was first run, and that song had a lot of impact on us. And now that it's a Disney product, now that just means the world to me. But I think, and I would play for both of them because from the documentaries I've watched and the stories I've watched, they talk about how Disney was the dreamer and Roy was the practical one, and it took both of them to create what Disney is, where Walt would say, I want to do this, and Roy would go, we can only afford this, and they'd make it work. So I think they're both integral parts. And I would play the Rainbow Connection for them.
I love that. Shannon Nicole, thank you for joining, and Patty Puddles, welcome in as well. Well, as we finish up here, let me first ask you a final thought for the night from your side of the keyboard, Pearl.
Final thought for the night, don't ever let anyone steal your dream or steal your vision. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, whatever you want to create, do it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a great one. I want to thank Pearl for, I've acknowledged throughout the stream, if you're coming in late, please go back and watch. She's done a lot of things to help the community. We've acknowledged that throughout the night. I appreciate what you and your partner are doing, Cricket Fox and the Manhattan Fox Hour, and sitting down and giving people a viable female option for sit-down chat. We have a lot of gentlemen's options. I love the fact that you're providing a female perspective on things in the world and addressing tough topics along with magic at the same time, which is great. And, of course, all the music you're bringing on your channel. All of Pearl's links have been put in throughout the night. I would ask you to click over there and give her some magic and some love if you want to stay up with her. For me, I finish out every show the same way. And Pearl, as we say goodnight together, I will also ask you to hang tight. We'll talk for a second afterwards. And real quick, my thing is pretty simple. I close it the same way every time, guys. Make sure you're doing it. If you're going into Pearl's channel or Cricket's or anybody else's, do the things that matter. Give a like. It helps the algorithm. Leave a comment if you like or dislike it. Leave your opinion as long as it's family friendly. Leave an opinion, leave a comment. It's an impression on the channel. Share it out. The more you share, the more it helps. I can tell you it works. I've seen it firsthand. And by all means, if you really like a person, hit that subscribe. If you noticed, everything I've asked you is free of charge. Nothing I'm asking you to do cost a penny. And finally, my challenge for 2022 that we're in now, God, time's just flying. It's that 10-minute challenge. If you go in and you stop into a show tonight, if you're going over to this and that, or you're going over to D&G or to the FPE network, give them 10 minutes of your time at a minimum. If all of us as a community try to give people 10 minutes of our time, all of their watch time will go up. More vision will come from the YouTube algorithm into our community. And that means everybody gets success. And it's always a better world when everybody has success over just the one. Pearl, how would you say goodbye usually the way you would do it if it's you and Cricket together and you're saying goodnight? Do you guys have a special sign-off that you do?
We do. Mine is peace and blessings upon you, upon all you love, upon all who love you. Find your passion, grab a hold, and do not let it go.
I love it.
And then Cricket says her goodbye, and then we say, we'll see you at the bar.
I love it. I love it. Timon, we've had a good one tonight. Get us out of here.
Hello there, this is Timon. We hope you enjoyed the show. It was great having you with us. You were a lovely group, the best audience ever. Now please, get out!
Thanks, Musketeers, for joining the party. We'll be looking for you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, all.